From sushi on a shoe to whatever this is, let's dive into the unluckiest people who painfully lost the food lottery. You know what would suck if you bought an ice cream cone? If one thing was missing, the cone.
Oh, no.
True, one consolation is that you get more ice cream, but everyone knows the best part is the little bit of cone at the bottom that always seems to be full of chocolate. Imagine growing fruit all year to receive these small fruits. I'd be very disappointed. Though to be fair, that strawberry is grown to nearly the size of that lemon. Another great lemon here. You could probably make a whole drop of lemonade with this bad boy. I don't know why nobody has decided to buy this perfect, ready salted pack of peanuts. I mean, it's full to the brim. Maybe they're just the, diet flavor? Blueberry waffles are so great. It's just such a great combo. Except when you receive one like this. They should have gone for the one labeled blueberries waffle. Watermelons are so tasty. A properly formed one, that is. Imagine cutting your watermelon open to be greeted by an ultra-thick white skin layer like this. I'd actually cry. I suppose this is punishment for loving pizza with pineapples on it. Arguably, this Hawaiian pizza still has too much pineapple on it. Cheetos are another great tasting food, but I don't think you'd eat the whole pack if you opened it up to find this, a massive brick of cheese flavoring instead of actual Cheetos. To be fair though, this is literally worth its weight in gold, so this is more like a win. If you looked at this pack from above, you'd imagine the whole bar was exquisite chocolate blended with cranberries. Turns out it was just the most strategic layout known to mankind. When you want to make guacamole, you'd be inclined to pick the largest avocado, right? Well, the person who bought this clearly thought wrong. Well, at least it's ripe. They'd probably also grow a huge tree out of that seed. You get your refund right there. Look at this whole potato that was found in a bag of chips. Crunchier? Check. Tastier? Check. Potato? Check. Chip? Well, never mind. 3 out of 4. Cece Burnett smelt something fishy when she opened up this bag of dried anchovies and found these chonky boys among the smaller fish. Wait, surely that's a profit, right? No. They weren't anchovies at all. They were fugu, puffer, or porcupine fish that are more poisonous than cyanide. Damn, eating these without them being very carefully prepared would be a lot more than just a food fail.
Oh, Mark, I'm gonna die.
If poisonous fish aren't your cup of tea, why not have a sip of fly soup? This vile broth is the result of an infested coffee machine at this unlucky netizen's disgusting university. But if you thought that was bad, wait till you see this. Ugh. While not common in Western cultures, about 2 billion people eat insects as part of their regular diet. This particular tin contains silkworm pupa, a popular snack and street food in South Korea. It apparently has a slightly fishy, nutty taste, crunchy shell, and soft, juicy center. Yeah, I'm happy for that to stay in Korea. What happens if you're selling cheeseburgers and you run out of cheese? You improvise. Look at this burger bought on the streets of Manila. Looks somewhat edible, then you open it up and find that the cheese is a facade. You have to give them props for the cleverness though. Look at this box, 2 scoops Raisin Bran. Could it not be spelled out any more clearly? If only Kellogg's stuck to their promise, someone actually went and measured it, finding what looks like even less than 1 scoop worth of raisins in there. You know what food you should never compare to Smarties chocolates? M&Ms. And I also have no clue how this happened. Someone bit into a chocolate M&M only to find that it was layers of shell. It's like M&M Inception. Strange Cookies 22 found this strange specimen in their packet. Is that old gum? Ugh, it could be worse. Instead of weird chewy stuff, you could just have one singular M&M. There's nothing fun about that. Look at this spaghetti packaging. Looks somewhat appetizing, right? Top left even calls the recipe famous. Well, that's enough for me, until you open it up and find out that it's a bit more disgusting than the packaging makes it appear. I mean, it looks like it's been eaten before. Once, at least, but probably twice.
This is disgusting.
There's a special place in hell for people who play games like this. If you ate this, you'd be expecting a grape flavor, right? Well, apparently it's black licorice, which is evil. Lightly salted nuts, anyone? Delta clearly doesn't know what that means. Look how much dang salt is in this packet. It outnumbers the peanuts 1,000,000 to 1. I get it though. It's clever. The air hostess then comes around asking if you'd like some water, and that charges you $9. Vending machines are great. We can buy drinks or snacks without interacting with a human. But machines aren't perfect either. Sometimes they steal from us too. Look at this vending machine. It clearly spits out the drink only to claw it back. What's worse than a blueberry muffin with a single blueberry in it? Correct, a blueberry nuffin. We all know the lies bags of chips spin us. They're mostly air. Well, in a way, so is bread, but in solidarity with chips, this loaf is truly taking it to the next level. Hey, at least you could pour some soup in there and make a nice bread bowl. Boiled peanuts, anyone? All right, I can't even figure out why someone would need them either. So, how about boiled peanuts and a free bug? Now that's a deal I cannot refuse. Baked beans now. What easier fart-friendly food is there? Well, if you open up a tin and see it filled with only water inside like this, you know that someone's clearly already spilled the beans. We all love SpongeBob, so surely SpongeBob Popsicle would be great as well. Well, this one is more like a Cyclops Bob. I don't know how this one happened, but someone searching for wine found a still-sealed bottle that was only 1/5 full in the store. Someone must have been having fun on the job. Strawberries go through a lot. Look at this gangsta berry. It was cut open, only to find some pellet had been shot into it. At least you could be sure it's dead, though. How about a bag of broccoli? Well, of course, you wouldn't get that anyways. This bag is just full of the stems on their own. What a treat. If you hate yellow Skittles, it wouldn't usually matter because there are plenty of other colors in the packet. Well, not this one. A pack of only yellow Skittles here. Mind you, it would be a win for someone with OCD. No, they wouldn't have to separate out the colors. Lemons are clearly the biggest trolls in the food world. Don't believe me? Check out this thing. If you ever need proof that buying stuff from a dollar store is not the best idea, then take a look at this. Clearly, this was a mistake. Like the blueberry waffles, make sure to check you're buying chocolate chips ice cream, or you'll fall for this foul trick. Either that, or someone's placed rabbit poop in this jug. Bread is always sliced vertically, isn't it? Lots of smallish slices for perfectly sized sandwiches.
Nice.
Well, not if you're this person.
This is not okay.
This chocolate chip cookie looks like it's got a mutiny on its dough. That chip is ashamed to be a part of it and is clearly making a getaway. What is it with bread these days? Why do they try to imitate cheese? Look at this sliced loaf. It's holy, though at least you could stuff something inside the hole. This orange is just a whole load of evil. It's decaying from the center. Ew. The yolk may not be the extremely healthy part of the egg, but it tastes good. This person clearly wasn't egg-specting this sight, though. It must have been seriously aggravating. Nothing to yoke about. Most of these pictures have been somewhat amusing. Not this one. Check out this miniature pizza slice in an unnecessarily huge box. This actually makes me mad. All this injustice in the world for what? Another valuable lesson from the avocado gods. Don't ever rely on a single avocado for dinner. They're very mischievous. You know what would suck? Biting into a potato only to discover it's a rock. That's what nearly happened to whoever bought these potatoes, only to find a rock in their sack. Clearly, someone just wanted to add weight. Airport food sucks. Don't believe me? Feast your eyes on this 3-pound, 20-pence bacon and egg roll from the Edinburgh airport. Over $5 for that? Hot Pocket enthusiasts, this is probably a nightmare scenario for you. Look at this poor fellow who received an empty Hot Pocket. Well, at least you won't have to worry about there being a frozen spot in the middle after you microwave it. Cookies may contain nuts, gluten, and, oh yeah, a shoelace. If you ever need reassurance that your cookie didn't go near the floor, this is not it. Usually cans of soda never let me down, but this one is just cruel. Someone noticed that from their case of 7-Up, one of them was completely sealed. It was filled with only air. They proved it by putting it on a scale. And look at the difference. Come to think of it though, canned air is now a thing in China. He should just sell it. It seems like food companies just aren't listening. We keep telling them one packet is not enough and they keep making them smaller. Case in point, this packet of ketchup. It's empty, only air. Now at least there's enough cheese on this burger, but seriously, that burger is baby-sized. Apparently the cashier told the buyer that this was acceptable. That's a load of lies. Let's just hope the chef of that previous one didn't join up with the maker of this one. Look at that lone sesame seed. It's all alone on that deserted wasteland of the top bun. I can tolerate a little head on my beer, but this is excessive. Ah, peanut butter cups. We buy them because we love the combo. Unlucky for this person, their cup had no peanut butter. I suppose at least you could use it for shots.
Shots!
If you saw a sub like this, you'd expect the filling to run deep. Shame. When I need a break, I bite into a nice, crisp, chocolate-covered wafer bar, except someone's forgot to put the crisp in this one. Kit Kat? More like Kit Rat. To be fair, that was just some cheapo knockoff. I'm sure the real deal would never let me down. Okay, biting into a solid block of chocolate isn't the worst thing in the world. That'd be biting into a bar of crumbly chocolate. Milk duds. I don't really know much about these caramel-coated treats apart from that they're served in melted butter.
Swim, my pretty.
And you don't get many in a box.
You got the duds!
When you get a Malteser, do you ever lick off that creamy chalk, leaving a tasty ball of malt?
How about no?
Okay, fine. But it looks like one of my fellow perverts has already got to this bag. I want some real chalkies. Ooh, these ones look tasty. Why don't I just go and grab a bite out of these homemade truffles? Sprouts! Turns out Loch Ness Bestie's mom baked these atrocities as an Easter/April Fool's prank. Loch Ness Bestie, I don't want to be rude, but your mom's a... Skittles are famous for their rainbow colors that come in all sorts of different flavors. But what happens when they come in two colors?
Oh, no!
I hope they like oranges and lemons. Speaking of, whoa-ho! That's a thick rind. They were luckier than Nick Tiff, though, who after a hard day's harvesting his own lemons, settled down for a G&T ice and a slice. Incredible. If you're invested in harvesting, check out the many smoothies Nubler J's blending with their horde of strawberries. Yeah, I'll stick to buying mine. This egg is all hollow. How am I supposed to dunk my soldiers in that? Someone pointed out that the egg could be off, since they lose their yolks as they age. And they're sort of right. Over time, yolks become wider and flatter as the egg white that keeps them small and round breaks down. They don't entirely disappear, though, so who knows what happened here. And the world of confectionery isn't safe from this cruel fate either. This Cadbury egg cream also has a missing gooey middle. Blasphemy! And this person bit into their Kinder Egg to find an actual egg inside. How the cluck? Okay, that one's hopefully Photoshop. In the UK, there's another egg treat called a Scotch egg. A boiled egg wrapped in sausage meat, covered in breadcrumbs, and deep fried.
It is.
Where's the damn egg? Surely it takes more effort to make a hollow Scotch egg than one with an egg in. Now look at this. These are supposed to be scrambled eggs. I'm not finished with eggs yet. I know people bang on about how much they hate pineapple on pizza, but what do you guys think about boiled eggs on pizza? According to Lol Deuces, the staff at the restaurant claimed this is a margarita. To be fair, I'd probs still eat it. Then there's this take-and-bake pizza someone bought. Did one of the guys in the factory fancy a slice of cold meat and cheese? And if you wanted sausage, pepperoni, and ham on your pizza, get yourself a red bar... Oh, man, on second thoughts, don't. That's the worst. Same here with this false advertising for the Screamin' Sicilian, though I do like their packaging. Another Italian bakery fail, maestro. Here's what they bought. Here's what they got. I feel this should be pixelated. I know what I'd like. A nice cheese pizza. Okay, no. How about... That's just got the opposite problem. Then there's this monstrosity, as Redditor Purple Apple describes. Dinner provided by my school on a trip I paid $1,500 for. Looks like they were handing out a slice from one pizza. That's just poor management. This one could be divisive as to whether it's a food lottery win or lose. The double cheese 8 times. As this astute commenter puts it, bruh, this pic gave me lactose in toddler ants. I don't know, man. If I'd got given that, I'd plunge my face into that boiling cheese until my skin was bleeding and disfigured. And for the worst pizza I found, oof. One said this looked like it was covered in gravel. One said cat litter, and another said it looked like they swept trash off the street and put it on bread. The answer? You're all right. There's plenty other Italian meals people can fudge up. This spaghetti's only got one bit of ham in it, and take this prawn thing from Pizza Hut. The most egregious thing about it, it cost $15. For less than that, you could get a certain card game. Not that you'd catch me soullessly flogging my merchandise.
I thought I told you to go to bed. Yeah, right, bread. You said go to bread.
You're right, Lisa. We are going to bread. This bread, specifically. What's wrong with that? It's just a ham and cheese sandwich. If you're implying something with this slow close-up, oh my god, that thing costs $15! And this is just how it looks inside. I appreciate the dedication to ripping people off with that slicing. What is with food lottery losses and conning people for $15? Another place to get ripped off is Starbucks, where if you bought a grilled cheese sandwich, you'd expect to have some cheese in it. Well, that shop just doesn't give a damn. Mr. Beast, his funny YouTube antics and warm, caring smile. Fans will know back in 2020, Jimmy opened Mr. Beast Burgers, a chain of dark kitchens that only serve for takeaway. And the place sold good old burgers and fries.
Bosh.
But alas, complaints came rolling in that it was a bit,
What do you not like about it? No, it's the greatest burger you've ever had.
Is it, Jimmy? Here's one chicken sandwich from King's Savage, raw.
Best burger you've ever had.
3 years after launching his fast food chain, Mr. Beast sued Virtual Dining Concepts, the company behind Mr. Beast Burgers, for hurting his brand and reputation by serving crap like this.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you very much.
From one poop sandwich to another, it's a Philly cheesesteak. Wait, that was the marketing pick. This is what actually came. As Captain Ice Fox puts it, getting this was a big mistake. Here's a burger in a bun, or a bun with a mince granule lodged inside. Thanks, Applebee's. And if you go to Chicken Pete's and want your barbecue burger stuffed with bacon and onions, prepare for painful, crushing disappointment. If you go to Leon, you can get a salmon muffin. Looks tasty, if you like plates of fish feces. Redditor Pickle Victory tried ordering a burger with a bean patty substitute, only they substituted the bun. Dry. While Graham Sullivan had a rightmare. I ordered a cheeseburger in Nigeria. It arrived, and there was no patty. Apparently, you have to specify an actual beef patty to complete the burger. And then we got Togo's pretzel rami sandwich back in the summer of 2025. That thing's more stacked than Santa's naughty list after Valentine's Day. Just a shame it doesn't translate to reality. The whole thing's a scam, probably put together with glue and children's teeth. For the absolute worst sandwich... Fine, that's enough junk food. I need to start eating healthy for a change. How about a nice $15 Caesar salad? $15 for that? Actually, can I please get an assortment of random vegetables and a huge block of feta on a plate? No, that doesn't look good either. In that case, I'll have a caprese salad. Wait, doesn't salad actually have leaves? Okay, I'll just head to the salad bar. What do we got? Eggs, green/brown beans, and mashed up bits of burger? But it must be healthy if it's in the salad section. Bit of Bunny ordered a salad from a Subway using a robot delivery service on their campus. Returning to their room, they found their salad had arrived, except it was, in fact, 12 slices of ham. Sounds like a win if you ask me.
What's the matter? I thought you liked pork.
Now recognize this. This smiling clown-faced SOB is Jack, the mascot of American fast food chain Jack in the Box. The company claims their junk food is second to none. To me, it just looks like junk. In the Adventure Time episode Conquest of Cuteness, Jack makes an everything burrito.
I love you, everything burrito.
Well, imagine that, except it sucked butts, and instead of being filled with everything, it was just filled with more tortilla. Or you could go out and support your local joint and pay nearly $200 for this beef bumfuzzle. Wanting to avoid all this awful food, some people make it themselves. Take this bread making class here. Aw, it's a tray full of cute chicks ready for the oven. I wonder. Ah!
Please kill me.
Oh, note, viewers, you need to separate bakes before you pop them in the oven. Otherwise, they amalgamate, and you end up with something straight out of the thing. Then you've got these doughy faces. On the topic of vomit, take a look at this sausage soup sign. Ugh, this wiener water was served up at a Finnish school cafeteria. The only thing they should finish is serving up that garbage. And then there's those who try the southern delicacy cowboy beans. Here's TikTokers Josh and Mama with their take on the classic. I believe Chappie puts it best. I've never seen someone put something into the oven and take it out looking the exact same. For reference, this is how cowboy beans are supposed to look. If you were looking for other tasty TikTok treats, try this bubbling goop.
کی بود گفت کیک نخود خوب میشه؟ تو کامنت ها بگین بخوریم اینو یا نه بالاخره.
Chefs are always trying to think of fancier and more peculiar ways to present their wacky food to their diners. I mean, what's next? A slug served in a... Oh, okay. Please God, let that be Photoshop. How about hot dogs served in jars of green mush in Frankfurt? Oh God, I mean, oh hog. Speaking of hogs, whenever I visit the UK, I make sure to grab a sausage roll, but only if it's from Greg's, and that's where this guy went wrong. There's well over half the ratio of sausage to pastry. Best recipe ever? What were the last lot like?
Disgusting!
One Englishman was vacationing in India and maybe feeling a little homesick, ordered that old British classic fish and chips. Only the waiter brought out this. Holy turd on a plate. Now, no food's more British than a shepherd's pie served in a pint. This was served up in a Gloucestershire pub and doesn't it make you wish you were born British? And the trend can be seen in the old British colonies too. Here's a pie served in a Guinness glass in Tasmania costing 26 dollary dues. Mamma mia. Cooks have even started serving up Italian dishes like this, though even that's not as offensive as how this man got served his spaghetti in a plastic bag, like he'd won it at the fair.
Not approved!
Focaccia is a scrummy flatbread full of herbs, olive oil, and salt. It's totally worth the taste, unless you go to this place, where it was made of burnt hot dog buns. Remember when Lady Gaga wore that meat dress and how disgusting it was? Well, imagine you're served said meat dress and expected to eat it. Yuck. According to the Daily Mail, in the late 2010s, Chinese hot pot restaurants across the US and Canada and Australia were dressing up Barbie dolls in meat and serving them to poor customers. The idea of my food so close to that plastic hair makes my skin crawl. But not as much as this thing. Oh my God! This was presented to Rainbow Chainsaw, who rightly quipped, "Service with soul." Maybe, hopefully, the sneaker is ceramic or something, but even if it is, that doesn't explain what cracked member of staff thought it was a good idea. All this stuff makes me feel like I'm eating out of a toilet. Of course, that's a thing. I'm giving up on restaurants. I want to stay in the comfort of my own home, so I guess we might as well. And make sure you get a receipt. Except, I don't want it inked into my egg. When I'm ordering a Chinese, I like a couple spring rolls, but some of us like a large portion, like Salmonine 69 here. But instead of a lots of rolls, they got one giant grease-laden roll, shoddily filled with bean sprouts. Gross.
Garlic bread!
There's nothing I love more than shoving slices of this stuff in my mouth until I'm a greasy, buttery boy. And if it's cheesy, wait till Bro, this thing isn't even worth turning into poop. And speaking of poop, nothing messes with my bowels more than onions. So, if I'd bought this bag of pepper stir-fry mix only to see this, I'd have to decide between going hungry or accepting an utter poo-pocalypse the next day. Even if I liked onions as much as ogres do, though, this hot dog would still make my eyes water. Now, my Granny Jones, she made some crackin' Rice Krispie cakes, but these folks made a big error picking the store-bought kind. Chocolate spread, more like chocolate dread, puh. And as for the one that's got a big chunk missing in it, Did you know donuts were once called Whole Boys? No? Well, that's because I just made it up. Just like Domino's marketing team fabricated the entire look of this, quote, giant donut. Now, to be fair, Tia Dia Nia said it tasted good, but not as delicious as this magnificent piece of cuisine. Yep, that's a beef donut. Fortunately, this is clearly photoshopped, though it still seems to have fooled a lot of people on the internet, whose reactions ranged from, "This physically hurts to look at," to, "God is dead." Ever get that feeling when Sunday comes around that you want to tuck into a roast chicken? Well, now you can get that big chungus from a tin. Just open it up and...
Big Chungus is out.
cheese strings. Who doesn't love them? Did the teacher think these kids' cheese was made of drugs or something? Anyway, cheese strings, or whatever this piece of crap knockoff is, come in twisty varieties, only they forgot the cheddar in this one. Seriously, how hard is it? When you open up a bag of chips, or if you're British, crisps, is this what you're often met with? Crisps? More like craps. Same goes for when you want to ram your face into a box of raisins like a pig at a trough, only for...
Less than half of it.
Joe from England emailed me with this message. I noticed a big lump in my bag. However, when I pulled it out, I was greeted with this thing. Oh, goodness. Are Haribo making strawberries in mold flavor now? I hope whoever got this sorry bag of Haribo likes the rings and bottles, because that's all they got. But hey, it's still enough for the kids to reenact a wedding at school. Nice.
Do you agree?
Of course I agree. Obviously I agree.
What's not nice is when perfectly decent food gets the better of you. Looks like the chicken learned to fly. Maybe I should stick to the putrid dung nuggets from Taco Bell. Yeah, there's no way I'd eaten that crap. It looks like someone fished around in the deep fat fryer for the last hour. Man, I used to adore baking. It was a big part of my personality until I was diagnosed with celiac disease. Now the only thing I want to put on the oven is my head. Which is probably how this newly married couple felt when they saw this absolute monstrosity of a wedding cake. How? How could you possibly present this travesty to someone on their wedding day?
Started making it, had a breakdown. Bon appetit.
Meanwhile, Flap Flip had the lovely idea to make cake toppers for him and his wife-to-be. Unfortunately, he forgot to check the oven's temp before putting his fiancée in. Well, either that or his wife is a grotesque alien blob. Although it could be worse, in 2025, Belgian bride-to-be Medja Heaven Polat was excited for her wedding day and turned to pastry chef whose social media was filled with pictures of beautiful cakes. Medja asked for it to be a passion fruit and mango flavored with a beautiful cascade of flowers and handed over a sketch she made. For her dream cake, the couple forked over 710 pounds. That's over 800 Yankee Doodle dollars. Only on the big day, the cake arrived and, whoops. This picture quickly took the news by storm, and everybody agreed they'd been completely humiliated and ripped off. So what did the couple get in recompense? A forced Facebook apology sent through the business account, and no sign of a refund. What a joke. Hedgehog cakes are a long-standing institution at birthday parties. They're adorable, especially when kids get involved and make their own. Aww, not that the adults are usually any better. See this Sonic cake. My eyes, my precious eyes. Even that's not as bad as this ex-user, Odonata's attempt, though. Did they bake their kid a sexy-eyed turd? Wait, that's supposed to be a unicorn. Wow. I hang around with plenty of brogers, people who worship Shrek as their lord and savior. So I just know they'd be ogre-whelmed with horror at this poor excuse for a cake. At least it looks somewhat edible, though. Unlike this sorry sight posted by Redditor Anne, who baked it for her daughter's birthday and placed it in the fridge to cool. Sad. As for this monstrosity, the less said, the better. Everyone knows I'm an Andrew Lloyd Webber stan, so when my birthday rolls up and my wife asks what cake I want, I always give the same answer. A terrifying baked version of the Phantom of the Opera, complete with detachable fondant mask. What a superstar! Just kidding, this full-lipped phantom was actually baked by Redditor Nina Rose. Thanks for ruining my favorite musical, Nina. Ever tried bao? They're little Chinese dumplings filled with niceness. You can try making them at home. Just be careful not to... I give up. Let's just order some chocolate fondants. You know, those delicious cakes with chocolate oozing out of the middle. They sell them at No! Why do I keep ordering stuff from here? Any baker worth their crumb knows the difference between cookies, soft, chewy, and filled with goodies, and biscuits, which are simple, crisp, and flat. So let's have a look at this Halloween skeleton bicky. Before the oven and after. Damn, he gained some weight in there. Is that a tasty tin of shortbread I spot over there? Oh, nobody's looking. Let's grab one. Gah! What kind of sick joke is this? Cookies aren't having much luck either. Want a pack of chocolatey, smarty rainbow cookies?
You dirty pig! Get out! Get out!
The only thing worse than a bad cookie would be ordering lunch and getting this, a picture of a cookie rather than an actual cookie. Here's a pandastic popsicle right here. I've been bamboozled.
Chandler, you've been bamboozled!
All right, I'll have a Fat Boy ice cream sandwich pop instead. Apparently, it's covered in hundreds and thousands of sprinkles. Oh my, seriously? No one's getting fat off this disaster. It's probably the same company that made this coatingless catastrophe. Of course, ice lollies go down a treat with children. Why not sell them in the shape of their favorite cartoon characters, like the Powerpuff Girl? What am I looking at? Over McDonald's, the presentation will be better, right? That Hershey's S'more McFlurry looks good. Oh, no, God, of course. It's more like cream and cat biscuits. Fancy eating a slab of cement? No, I jest. It's actually charcoal lychee ice cream and could well taste pog.
Sir, try the gray stuff. It's delicious.
While I'm on dairy, may I present you a cheesy single, not an Ed Sheeran song, though surely less holes means more cheese, so this might actually be a food win? Unlike what happened to this Redditor who opened a fresh tub of cream cheese only to find it already moldy. Ew.
Buddy poopies, la 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 la.
Legs with snake. Always wondered why nobody uses purple basil to make pesto instead of green, so they gave it a shot. Ah, that explains things. But maybe they still tasted okay? Oh, no, apparently it tasted like ash and failed dreams. Pancakes, bacon, and maple syrup, on the other hand, taste like beautiful lullabies, or at least they should. Noonday rind paid over $10 for some, but instead of pancakes, ended up with top slices of an untoasted brioche bun, drenched in grease and children's tears. Whoever bought this must have been furious to find just one tiny piece of broccoli engulfed by a sea of albino brothers. What's the most disappointing carrot you've ever seen? Well, I bet it didn't even come close to this one. You'd get more energy from eating the stem on this. And I can't take any more. Have you ever lost the food lottery? Let me know down in the comments. And thanks for watching.